Hey guys, I'm Clint Flowoo. Welcome back to another Division 2 build video, and today I'm going to bring you my Iron Man PVE build, which is based around the Survivalist Specialization Pack. And in all honesty, this is a really good solo build where it can fit into any team dynamic. It is really strong, and you are extremely tanky in PVE. Let's take a look, see what you think. There you have it, guys. There is my 873 Iron Man build. I'm running 256k armor, which is tanky. You are Mr. Super Strong on this build. It's really good. Low health, in all honesty, but the armor will pull me through. So I don't really need to spec into too much health because of the sheer amount of armor that I have on this build. So it's 38,230 health and 471 skill power. Now we'll go through the gear, and then we'll talk about the weapons, and then we'll look at the Survivalist Specialization Pack, and then we'll go through the stats. So we'll start with the gear. We'll start with the top, and it is the Gila Guard Javelina Mask, which is 5% armor, 20% hazard protection. I'm going to get another 24% hazard protection, and then I'm going to get some health on kill of 5,309, and I have the talent Centered. Headshot kills grant status effect immunity for 10 seconds. And this is a very good talent for PvE, for the simple reason is you can avoid any status effects, which is really good, especially in PvE content where nades are spammed, the little remote control cars can blow up in front of you. Again, having this little bit of hazard protection of 44% against so far on this build, and then you've got Centered as well, synergizes very well to be as tanky as possible in PvE endgames. World Tier 5 endgame, this is going to be exceptionally strong and tough and really good for the team. Okay, in terms of the mod, it is skill power and grenade damage, and we'll go through why I've opted for grenade damage, even though it's only 2%. There's something I've wanted on the build, and I'll explain why shortly. And some increased kill XP. Again, this is PvE, so I want to get my field proficiency caches back as quickly as possible. The chest piece is a Fenris Group AB chest piece, which gives me the one piece bonus, which is assault rifle damage of 10%. I'm running with an AR, so I do need that extra bit of damage. So this is handy. This is very helpful in the build. I've got 43.2k armor. As you can see, this particular set can be even stronger if I do tweak 1 or 2 bits here, just waiting for the right rolls to drop. But it is already in an exceptional place. The attributes on this particular high-end chest piece, we're looking weapon damage, critical hit damage, and skill power of 294. The talents, this is where this synergizes very well. Unstoppable Force. Killing an enemy grants 2% weapon damage for every 10,000 max armor, which is an insane amount. So if we're going to get 10,000 max armor, it's 2%, so that's an extra 20% if I have 100,000 armor. It's an extra 40% if I have 200,000 armor, and if I've got 250,000 armor, I'm looking at an extra stupid amount of damage. Really good. You're looking 50% weapon damage. Insane. This hits on my MK16 around about 56 base damage once I take an enemy down, and I'll have this buff for around about 6 or 7 seconds. It is very strong, especially in PvE. PvP can work. If I'm Berserky, perhaps is a better option because you've got that increase in damage for every 10% of armor that's depleted. You get 10% weapon damage back. It's fantastic. That is perhaps a better option, but PvE, Unstoppable Force, is unstoppable. It's as simple as that. And then couple that with the talent Hardened, 10% armor. You can see where I'm going. I'm stacking as much armor as possible so I can do more damage in PvE. So we're looking with this, it's plus 50% weapon damage. Plus 50%. And again, we've not finished with the build yet. So it's really good. Take an enemy down, you've got this buff. It's really good. And the mod is skill power with Firefly and turret, and the turret because I'm rolling with a flame turret as well. That's why I have the turret skill power mod attached to this particular chest piece. And we take a look at the holster. It's a Wyvern wear holster, which gives me 7% critical damage. I want to do damage, so that's why I've opted for this. Plus, it's very high armor rolled as well. Critical chance of 10.5%, which is really good. And devastating, which gives me 5% weapon damage. Again, more damage. Given how tanky I am already, I am hitting very, very hard. And the mods, it's, again, weapon damage, optimal range, and headshot damage. We'll take a look at the knee pads, and again, it's the second piece of the Gila Guard brand set I've got attached, which again gives me 5% total armor, then a 20% hazard protection, which is really good. And the major attribute is bonus armor of 8,848. Again, it's really good to increase my survivability in PVE, and the talent hard hitting, which gives me 15% damage to elites. You already hit very, very hard with this build, and again, once Unstoppable Force is procced, you are hitting like a monster truck. So I've avoided stacking damage to elites. I think I've got 22% on the build. However, you'll see that's not a lot, but don't worry about it. You will hit very, very hard, as the weapon damage on this build is really strong when Unstoppable Force procs. Now, the defensive mod slot is health, as some extra incoming healing and health regen. Defensive mod slot is bonus armor and more total armor, which is really good. I want to be as tanky as possible so I can do more damage. And the gloves, they are the Murakami Industries brand set gloves. I'm running at the one piece. That gives me 8% health. I'm also getting 4983 health as well, and the damage boost of 5% assault rifle damage. And then I have the talent Devastating for an extra 5% weapon damage. You can see where I'm going now. I'm stacking as much damage as possible. Given how tank I am, I'll be an absolute machine. Again, I could stack more armor. You see, I've got plenty of pieces with more armor, but I do really like these gloves. Exactly what I need for my build. And the backpack is the 511 Tactical, which gives me 5% protection from elites. I'm going to get that 5% weapon damage, which is strong. The bonus armor and some more critical hit chance as well, so I can hit even harder. Talent's Destructive, 20% explosive damage, and that synergizes well with grenades. Again, once you start spamming them, you're doing a lot of damage with this build. And Hardened for the extra 10% armor, again, stacking as much armor as possible on this build. And the offensive system mod slot is weapon damage, weapon handling, and optimal range. Okay, that's the gear. We'll take a look at the weapons of choice. I've opted for the MK16, and it's got 20.8k base damage, and RPM of 625, 40 in the mag, reload time of 2.2 seconds, critical strike range of 10 meters to 45 meters, and I have the first talent, Near Sighted. Receive 35% stability at the cost of minus 20% critical strike range and minus 20% optimal range. Now, this gives me 100% stability on this build, which is good. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, you say I'm going to lose some critical strike range, so again, my optimal range, critical strike range are not strong. However, you can see with the talents very shortly. Optimized weapon handling is 15% to make this a laser beam. And stop, drop, and roll. Well equipped, rolling removes burning, bleed, and poison status effects can occur once every 60 seconds. You've got a hell of a lot of hazard protection, which is 44% on the build, which is good. And then you have this as well, coupled in. You start to bleed or burn or be poisoned by an effect. Make sure you roll. That effect will be gone. You'll be immune, so that's really, really strong. Now, in terms of the mods, critical range, 20%. I say I'm losing 20% here, but I'm gaining it back here. So, again, I am equal with that. So my critical strike range is still 10 to 45 meters. Otherwise, it'd be about 38 meters, in all honesty. However, I've got this attached, so I'm in a good place. An extra 10 rounds on the magazine slot. You need them. You need the extra 10 rounds, which puts it 41 in the slot once you reload. The vertical grip is 10% accuracy, and the muzzle slot is 5% damage to elites. Okay, my secondary is the SIG 716. I use this again if need be, which is eyeless, deal plus 20% weapon damage to blinded enemies, accurate, plus 15% accuracy. Zen, while equipped, resting in cover for 3 seconds, removes blind and disorient status effects. And again, this is a decent talent. However, I rarely use this, only on NPCs when I need to. I'm all about the MK16. You see, in terms of the mods, accuracy, headshot damage, accuracy, and stability. Cool. And my sidearm is the lovely pistol, the M45A1. Preservation. Kill enemy, repairs 5% of armor over 3 seconds. Headshot kills improve the repair. Rate of fire, Allegro. And again, stop, drop, and roll. In terms of the skills I'm rolling with the healing drone, I do like this. I've always liked the healing drone. Give you that bit of health kick in. Some health is on there as well. And in terms of the secondary skill, it is the incinerator turret. That is just to set my enemies on fire. It's a status effect to make sure I can continuously hit them hard with the MK16. Okay, we look now at the stats, break it down. These are all the stats based on the build and how we've got it run. We'll just go through all the talents and the gear talents. I'll go through the broken down stats very shortly. Weapon damage, again, is 2804, critical chance 14.5%, critical damage 40%, headshot damage 58%. I've got a good range of 28 meters, the 2.2 second reload time, a shitload of accuracy and stability, weapon handling 19.5%, my all weapons damage bonus of 22.5%, assault rifle damage 30%. I could get this higher, I could get it to around 40%. However, I've stacked some into all weapons damage as well. They're equally as important when I switch to the SIG 716. Shotgun damage, pistol damage obviously as well. My damage fleet is 20%, which is okay in all honesty. If that could be more, I've got a 100% damage fleet build, but you know, in PVE, harder content, you're not just fighting yellow bar enemies, you're fighting purple bar, red bars with armor, so it's handy. It's definitely handy having that extra weapon damage on the build and unstoppable force. Where that's where I've stacked into armor that synergizes well with unstoppable force talent to make me do insane damage. Not every enemy is an elite enemy, so this stacks against everything, any kind of enemy. So this is why this build is that good. Health on kill 5309. My health regeneration is 2262. Hazard protection 44%. And these are skills again. This is not a skill cooldown build whatsoever. This is a build for doing the tank job, the Iron Man build. That's there. Great solo build that can make sure that you can compete and be the main man in terms of dealing insane damage when you take an enemy down. And there you have it, guys. This is my Iron Man build for World Tier 5, the Division 2. Really enjoying this. Again, this can be tweaked little by little. If you want to use this in PvP, I recommend switching out the chest piece for a chest with Berserk on. That will give you the extra bit of damage as well. Other than that, you are good to go. Guys, let me know what you think about any feedback in the video if you enjoyed this one. If you have, drop a like. You want to see more Division 2 content, then please smash the sub button. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.